Mushy, that's boring, like porridge. But if you really want to drink decent soup, you have to come to China. Today I'm at the capital of soup of China. We're in Luoyang, and what we have here is the famous Luoyang beef soup. I'm going to show you how luxurious drinking soup is in China. It's got everything in it. It's got very thick, fragrant broth. It's got a history of 100 years. The locals drink it every day to start the day. Tofu, blood curds, meatballs. Where's my meatballs? Huh? Bread strips, crispy sticks. You need to eat them all together. It's better, okay? Of course, some veggie. I like to eat it healthy, right? What I like the most is that the locals, they also have their Sprite. They call it happy. I feel the happiness when I mention it. I think it's better. I think it's better.
Get your steel shined up, grab a stick of juicy fruit. The taste is gonna move ya. Take a sniff, pull it out. The taste is gonna move you when you pop it in your mouth. Juicy fruit is gonna move ya. It juices soft, it gets right to ya. Juicy fruit, the taste is gonna move ya.
Indo smells more like outdo.
What's going on, Shardy Waffles? Welcome to another special episode of the BDC show. Now, before we do anything, it was brought to my attention that I never told you guys my career mileage count now that September is over. I can't believe I forgot that. As of September 30th, 2025, I have completed 28,654 miles. That's enough miles to circle the world. So stick that in your pipe and blow it out your ass, tough guy. And don't forget that the BDC show is filmed before a live studio audience. You just saw a guy in nothing but sweatshorts pumping gas at the Sunoco station, and now look at this. Clouds hanging down low between two mountain peaks. These two images made me think that sometimes this world doesn't seem real. It's like we're in a simulation. So word came down that I was going to be taking a run from eastern Pennsylvania near the New York border all the way to Deming, New Mexico. Fucking Deming, bro. That's like right down the street from where I grew up. My mom and brother still live in that area, so I'm scheming. Trying to figure out how I can get into the EPT with my big-ass truck and pay them a visit. I haven't been back there since November 2007. I don't know how long it'll be if I'll ever get to come back this way. I'll figure something out, but look at this asshole. Yes, he parked like that. You can't really tell from the angle, but I could only turn right from where I was parked, so I had to go and bang on his door and tell him to back up so I could get out. Naturally, he had some kind of rap on his head and spoke no English, but my face needs no translation. He backed up and I got out and started down the road, but I didn't get too far. I was suddenly enveloped in some of the thickest fog I've ever seen. And I used to live in the San Francisco Bay Area. I had to pull over into a rest area with everyone else. I know I have a habit for being dramatic and theatrical, but believe me when I tell you that visibility was near zero. Everyone had their four-way flashers on, and that was literally all I could see before I pulled over and waited for it to lift. The thing about this run to Deming is that the clock on it is extremely tight. In fact, I don't even think it is possible. But to be able to drive that close to my hometown, there was no way I was going to tell them I didn't want to do it. But we're going to have to adjust that ETA. How they expect anyone to do 2,200 miles in 2.5 days is insane. My truck is governed at 65 miles per hour. That means a maximum of 600 miles a day within my 11-hour drive clock. It's going to take me at least 4. It would take anyone 4 days. And I mean anyone. But we will burn that bridge when we come to it. Right now, I'm just trying to log as many miles as I can. The first day of the trip, I made it all the way from Pennsylvania to Tennessee. Who is the man? That's right, it's your boy. The one and only BDC. Oh, and that reminds me. If you drive a vehicle that has 4 wheels or less, I have a public service announcement for you. So I'm gonna need you to quit scratching your booty hole and listen up. Okay? Are you ready? Learn how to fucking merge when entering the freeway. That is the most basic and elementary type of merge. Don't come at me with this zipper merge bullshit. You can't even do the kindergarten merge, but you want me to let you in because of some advanced merge you read about on the internet. Go fuck yourself. In fact, fuck yourself using the zipper merge. Never forget that we truckers are professional drivers, and the rest of you all have the same license. They give those away to anyone. The 60-year-old man who drives 55 in the left lane and the 16-year-old shitting his pants in the slow lane. None of you have any idea what you're doing. And the fact that you'll zoom at 80 miles an hour coming up the on-ramp and brake, just as you're about to enter the freeway, proves this. This is confirmed. You suck. You suck, ding dong. King Kong with a rubber ding dong. Okay, I didn't want to start off freaking out and getting all pissed, so let's bring it down. Check this guy out. He's holding on for dear life. Some kind of bug that attached himself to my windshield. It doesn't look like it, but that's 64 miles per hour. Those are some sticky legs. I also saw a bunch of pigs in a livestock trailer, and I thought to myself, they must be going to some farm where they will live happily ever after. Just kidding. I know where they are going. Coming soon to a breakfast near you. Bacon, sausage, pork chops. It's what's for dinner. Oh wait, beef is what's for dinner, and pork is the other white meat. I always get those two confused. But anyway, there I was, barbecue sauce on my titties. Minding my own business, driving hard to the southwest toward Deming, New Mexico, when dispatch suddenly called me. The dude is like, "Hey boss, it looks like you're getting a new truck. Can you reroute to the headquarters?" I was like, "Oh, what? I've only been with the company for 3 months, and I'm already getting a new truck. Fuck yeah." I was totally stoked as I rerouted my GPS. But in the 300 miles between where I was and headquarters, it was a classic case of me being me. The paranoia started setting in. I started thinking there was no way they'd give such a new employee a new truck. So naturally, they were bringing me in to fire me. I know how crazy that sounds, but that is just the way my mind works. Prepare for the worst, because that is the most likely outcome. Someone is out there documenting your downfall. And even though I haven't done anything to warrant being fired, the fear remained. Lots of nervous miles. I'm always just thinking about how the rug could get zoinked out from underneath me. How can the ops and the haters win? They will use the best parts of you against yourself. So you always have to be ready for that. Be ready to scorch to earth if necessary. And that's the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So as I made my way toward headquarters, I was shaking like crazy. I felt like a housefly approaching a spider web. Nothing left to do but die. First they wrap you up in silk, and then they venomize you like a motherfucker. Man, that AI voice was really struggling with that last paragraph. I was just trying to make it sound half normal. That's what I get for trying to paint outside the lines. That's what happens when you fly too close to the sun, I guess. But anyway, back to the new truck. So I come pulling into the parking lot and I find a spot for me and my trailer. I'm thinking that maybe they discovered my social media, but I don't think I've ever mentioned the company's name or disparaged them in any way. What other explanation could there be? Maybe I accidentally cut someone off or otherwise pissed off some civilian driver out there, and they knew enough to remember my truck number and called a complaint on me. But would they fire me outright for that? I don't know, but it was possible, I guess. Suddenly, the phone started ringing and it was dispatch. Sure enough, they were indeed giving me a new truck. They told me the new truck number and told me that I just needed to take all my personal items and transfer them to the new truck. Amazing. So I got out of my old piece of shit clunker and walked over to where the new truck was. I wasn't sure when they said new if they meant new to me or new. Like right off the assembly line new. But yeah, they meant the latter. I couldn't believe it. Maybe my luck is changing. Don't worry, I have some pictures and video coming up in just a few moments. Just bear with me. I have to build up to it, you know? You let me tell the stories and you just sit there and listen. So the first truck we named Tommy, and even named an episode the same name. So this is Tommy 2. Like Tommy Part 2, not Tommy also. Tommy Tough Knuckles. Two-Tone Tommy and the Get Fresh crew. You know what I'm talking about, right? Ooh-wee. Check this out, you broke motherfuckers. This is a brand new 2025 PD. Lots of clean metal and chrome. Everything's still wrapped in plastic and it smells like a new car. And it's all mine. It's even got some bull bars on the front to handle jaywalking animals. The day I got this, my raise also went into effect. It's only an extra 20 cents per mile, so it's not like I'm breaking the bank or anything. But I'm out of that probationary phase. Check out this interior. The mattress is super soft and the fridge is ice cold. It's better than I deserve, let me tell you. I wonder what I did to deserve such an awesome piece of equipment. Hopefully it doesn't have that ridiculous idle smart, and I got the fancy digital display readout. There's only 26.7 miles on the odometer. Absolutely amazing. Yup, lots of storage. And check it out. What did I tell you? Just the mileage they accrued driving it from the dealer or whatever. We went from driving in the dark ages to driving up here in the future. But there is no time to waste. We still have a deadline to make. It took all afternoon syncing my old ELD with the new one, but we finally got it and I was back on the road. Today we have to handle Texas. It's going to be a beast. I've driven that Interstate 20 to Interstate 10 route through the Lone Star State a million times before. In fact, the last time I did it, I said to myself that if I never had to drive that route again, that would be fine with me. And now here we are. But this is kind of a homecoming tour run. They have sent me to Texas in the past, but I've never come this close to my old hometown. Now I'm about to take my horse to the old town road and shit. You know, we might have to make this a to-be-continued segment, or maybe even a two-part episode. It is getting close to the time when a new video is supposed to drop, and this is all I got so far. I haven't been slacking off or anything, but you try driving from Pennsylvania to New Mexico. That's a serious jaunt. And then in the middle of it, you have to completely change trucks. I had to take everything I own out of the old truck and put it into the new one. It was time-consuming. Then there was all that bullshit with the ELD synchronization, so that cost us several hours. But now we are heading hard to the southwest, pedal to the floor, topping out at 64 miles per hour on these awesome Texas highways. If we stop the episode now, next week will be better. Yes, you will have to wait 7 days to find out how this all turned out, but waiting grows character. I just don't want to deliver this episode late. I like keeping my deadlines. So if this episode does just come to a sudden end, be patient. There will be a resolution. And if it continues, well hey, lucky you. But I'm doing the math, and there is no way I'm going to make this delivery before I have to drop this episode. Either way, my adventures in the desert Southwest will be primarily covered in next week's episode. Nothing I can do about that. Whatever happened to Beto O'Rourke? He was supposedly the next big thing in Texas politics. I haven't heard about him in a while. Also, what happened to Kinky Friedman? I used to hear that name all the time, too, after I left Texas back in 2007. I know Beto was trying to go after the guns. In Texas. I'm sure that made him as popular as a turd in the punch bowl. Well, wherever those guys are, I hope they are living their best lives.